There we go. I always check. Learned that the hard way. Did a whole session, whole presentation, and I didn't have the microphone or the game running, the recorder. Alright, mark it real fast. Now I don't have my phone. That's just me. It's been a morning. I have an open house later, so my brain's busy. Section 1, which is the Avon playing field area from 465 out. 293 title. Section 2 is pretty much the Canby, Martinsville, southern, but on the inside of 65, that's 1142. Section 6 is inside the loop, 1420. It leveled off. This is kind of exciting if you ever, understand. I think it's the statistics of the wisdom of crowds, and then the law of large numbers. It's almost like the numbers are telling you that all of these people just took a breath. You just don't see that happen in math that often. It happens. I mean, that's why it's math. But it's almost like I say, what, 6,000 people just went, and that generally means something is about to happen. So let's see. I don't know. Like I said, I just love watching statistics and how things move by the numbers. So I'm curious to see what it does. I mean, I've never. This is 18 months. Yeah. No, a couple years now. And this is my first year of actually trying to apply what I remember from my math. So I don't know how the market behaves. So like I said, it's going to take me about a year to 2 years to actually figure out how the market behaves, because you have to do it through all the seasons. So it's been interesting. Let me tell you, highly exciting. Now I'm getting some feedback in my headset, so I hope you guys aren't getting that, because it's really annoying. Alright, that was definitely your minute. Everybody have a great day on that. For those of you staying along, remember, oh yeah, I love this. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have even tried to succeed. No truer words. Today's lesson brought to you by Paradox. What a weird word, huh? Well, here we go. Really, the top two are okay. Statement and proposition of self-contradictory. I love the last one. Any person, thing, or situation exhibiting an apparently contradictory nature. That, I think, is a better example of what happens with a lot of things. And the reason why I put them in quotes is I used to love dictionaries, and dictionary.com really was wonderful. Then all of a sudden they started changing definitions to make it sound cooler. I don't know what it was. Adding words they were just made up to represent pop culture or something. I'm like, okay, I get it, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, a dictionary. I grew up with one of those dictionaries that's like, what, 6-7 inches thick. You guys, have you ever seen one of the Onion pages? You felt like you're in the archive of some monastery, and you can almost hear the monks chanting as you're trying to look up a word, because it's just this huge dictionary. I love that thing. That was probably my favorite thing ever. It's like the huge dictionary. I had my. Have you ever met my mom or my grandma? When it comes to Scrabble, dear heavens, all bets are off, man. Those Scrabble fights get epic. Now, why did I choose Paradox? It's interesting. The human mind, or goal setting, motivating yourself without having others motivate you, so you're not being pushed from an external force. You're actually exerting your motivation instead of absorbing motivation. So you steer your path better. I don't know how else to explain it, because I don't know who's listening to. So that's probably the best way I can explain it. Is the more neutral you can understand, the easier you can steer yourself. You have to see all the goods and bads, and you have to stop looking at them as goods and bads, but like directions you want to avoid. Now, the only way to do that, though, is how can you know where neutral is until you honestly understand both sides of the equation? How many of you have already made up your mind on something, and if somebody contradicts you, you get angry? Now think about that. Just think about that for just a second. How can you find neutral if you refuse to leave your point? True neutral doesn't have an emotion. There is no emotion to neutrality. This isn't a meditation thing or anything like that. This is math. Math, okay? Math. Let's just leave this. Let's just leave it to math, and don't worry, I'm not trying to do or teach anything. Now, how to figure that out? The pros and cons. Okay, well, you put the positives and you put your negatives. Wrong. A problem is a result you didn't desire. There is no emotion to the problem. You are bringing the desire. You are bringing the emotion. Take you out of the equation. A problem is just a result. See that? Take you out. There. You want your solution to life? Stop taking it personal. You are making it personal. The problem isn't. Maybe there's reasons you should, whatever. Okay, I understand that, but stop bringing emotions to a problem. A problem is either a problem or a let's say it's the most wonderful thing in the world, and you made it happen. Okay, these are all the same. It doesn't matter. If there's a really bad problem, there must be a really positive something. There's always a balance. There's always someplace neutral away from it. There's a point that's equal distance from everything. And that's what I always look for, is I try to find, how can I find the middle? How can I find where to steer? How do I know where to steer and get beaten up the least by life? Now, how do you know what's what? Well, first of all, take you out. Factors. Write down factors that you know are causing results. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, because sometimes it might be good one day, it might be bad another. So, let's say you go, okay, well, let's load my font size. I don't know why. I guess if it's PowerPoint, you're doing a big room, it'd probably be annoying to have 11 point. I can't read it. But since we're recording, let's do it bold, small. Here we go. Let's say my commute time. I hope you guys can read that. It's just commute time. I'm just keeping it small. Let's do it a little bit bigger. I don't take it too big in case we come up with a few more ideas, right? Let's say your commute time. That could be good or bad. Some days it might be a good thing. Some days you might need. Sometimes it doesn't matter. That's your commute time. That is a factor. It's contributing to something. All right. So these are things that will contribute to. Commute time, cop. Gee, I wonder will those come together. No, I respect the police. My God, I do everything I can just to go. I'll be in the middle lane if you want. I'm fine. Go around me. Oh, you want to pull in? I'll pull that back off. It's not worth the extra 2 or 3 seconds to get in a collision with an idiot. So, just not worth it. All right. So maybe cost of living. Whether you like it or dislike it, doesn't matter. It is a factor, isn't it? So likewise, you'll have your wages earned, and then so on and so forth. These are factors, things that exist and you can't change, or things that exist because you need them to exist. So these are not so much your needs, but these are factors, and you're going to find out you're going to have a million of them. Now, here comes the hard part. How can you write down what you don't know? easier than it sounds when you look at it differently, all right? Always keep that in mind. What we're working on is changing your point of view. We're not changing the problems, we're changing how you look at them. Yeah? So if you change your point of view, you'll see what the problem is relying on. So, factors unknown. Algebra. Sorry guys. I'm sorry. And I apologize to my math teacher. He's right. This does apply. I need to start wrapping this up. Let's say we know a result that we liked or didn't like was the result of my cost of living and my commute. Right? But keep looking at that result. Keep looking at that result. Is there something else? Like, is there anything else that you do that if you put those two together would give you the same result? If there's another job or another thing or another time, if there's something that exists, if these are the only factors, if you put them together, it will always produce the same result no matter what you try to do. Okay? That's your basic math. And it's going to tell you that, okay, yeah, that's right. That's exactly this result I'm expecting from my job, my life, whatever, is exactly affected by this and nothing else. But what if you find out you change jobs and it's the same commute time or whatever, then all of a sudden the result changed? How can that be? That means there is an unknown factor. That's the one you start looking at. So you can't have this until you have life experience, until you have life beating you up and you can look back, or the wisdom to listen to people who have the experience, or just interview. My goodness, it doesn't matter. You don't have to find a specialist in an area. Just go to somebody and go, hey, how in the heck did you do 50 hours a week? And just find out. You might find out it's because they love their job and it was a career and they couldn't wait to get to work. Interview people. Find out if there's any missing factor going. Oh wow! So if I can just find that, if I can make that happen, I'll have a career. You've solved it. One problem is now a positive result. It was just the same factors. You had an unknown affecting it. You just didn't know what it was. Well, now let's discover it. And that, by the way, is what I do. Lunch and Learns. Let me know if I can help. That's more than enough time. I hope everybody has a wonderful Sunday. If you're looking at houses, good luck. If you need a house, my name is plastered everywhere. In fact, hey, let's give it one more spam. How about that, people? How about it? You miss it. You miss it. I know you do. Look at that lovely face. Yeah. So if you think interested in this, I can't speak. Might have to open a house. I'm so excited. I'm going to go. Everybody have a great day, and I'll blather to you later.